I have no filter these days. Yeah, it's a fake way of bonding, really.
Quiet.
So,
Did not go well.
and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back that led to my total emotional breakdown. Thank you, Melissa, for listening to your intuition.
My mom being dead.
And Angie.
Just see you next time.
See you next time. Okay, let's go fast. 1, 2, 3.
Unquiet soul.
Okay.
It's
Hello.
wider. How are you? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I have a story. So I was proud of myself because I went online to order my dad's birth certificate, but it turned into this whole thing because they can't make it easy, right? And on one hand, I get it because technically it's public records, so anybody can have access to it. But I get why there's a process to it because number one, even if it's automated now, someone has to like go retrieve it or whatever.
Right.
And also like with stalking and weird people, like I totally get some level of bureaucracy. But so I go online to order it and they don't really tell you the process. They're like, just fill this out. And I filled it all out and I got to the end. Also, they made it difficult because, well, I did know his place of birth. They also asked me for his parents' names, including his mother's maiden name,
Yeah.
which I didn't know off the top of my head. But luckily, when he passed away, his brother had started a family tree and he gave that information to me. And I was like, oh, her name is in that family tree. So, and that was a required field. So they made it difficult because it's like you have to know all
Yeah.
this stuff and then you
I
have to
don't know
like
my dad's
request.
mom's maiden name either.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't think a lot of people would. I only happened to have that family tree stuff. That's the only reason I knew. Although I guess I could have like reached out to someone and
Right.
figured it out. But anyway, so I fill it all out and then they're like, then you have to pay. And it takes you to this checkout. And my total was $100. And I was like, no way. And then I noticed, you know how like when they have add-ons that you have like that are checked, they were automatically checked. And I was like, I don't
Yeah.
want all this extra shit. So I uncheck all this stuff. And then it was still $60, which I'm like, that's a lot. But then I was like, fine. They probably have to pay for the software that's like organizing everything. And then again, someone is still retrieving it. I still felt like it was a lot, but I was like, whatever. So then I pay, and then it sends me this message. It's like, we will review your application to let you know, basically to let you know if we want to give you this birth certificate. So this fee was just to apply. It wasn't even to get the certificate. So then, like an hour later, I got an email. They're like, oh, congratulations, you can get the certificate. And then they're like, you have to print off this application, which they sent me a PDF that was blank. I had already filled out all that shit online. They sent me a blank PDF with the exact same stuff to fill out. And they're like, you have to snail mail a check for the $10 processing fee to get the actual birth certificate. I'm like, this is so effed up because that none of that was explained on the website. Like that this is the process. You have to pay this fee to just apply. And then you have to do like all this like manual stuff in 2026. And I was like, this is such bullshit. So I was like, I just put it aside because I was like, okay, to like print this out and fill it out and mail it. That's a whole thing that I just don't even want to deal with. But in the meantime, the next day they sent me this email and they're like, if you want to speed up the process and do it all electronically, you just have to pay $40. And I'm like, you assholes.
After I
But
done spent 60?
Yeah, but then after a few days, I'm like, well, it's easier to pay 40 than to like print this shit out and, write a check and like, so I'm like, fine, I'm just going to pay the 40 bucks. So I paid the 40 bucks for like the faster service. And this was Sunday. I still don't have the birth certificate. So I'm like, you assholes. Like they just turned it all into this for profit experience. And I'm like, just send me the goddamn gift certificate or
Well, the
birth
birth
certificate.
certificate will still come in the mail though, won't it?
Allegedly, they'll send it electronically, but yes, I mean,
Oh.
I'll get both copies eventually, but, like, they haven't even
Oh.
responded to
Weird.
my request to expedite it.
What state?
Indiana. Yeah, so if anyone wants to order a birth certificate in Indiana, just don't.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear an update on this.
I know, I'm gonna
That sounds like a
email them later
nightmare.
today or call them because it's like, "I paid you assholes
A
$100,
lot more
send me my
money than
goddamn
you should
birth
have, yeah.
certificate." Yeah.
Man, that's making me feel grateful for the Oklahoma process. I mean, it doesn't help me
At
because
least they're not
neither of my
robbing
parents
you.
were born here, but I've gotten my birth certificate and I helped my brother get his, and it was much easier, and that was like 25 bucks.
But is it different when you're ordering your own?
No. I mean, would the steps be a little bit more? Yes, because you gotta prove that you have the right to access the information, but in terms of how much it costs and stuff, no, because 'cause I've definitely
That's
seen the
yeah,
option.
that's crazy. And I guess the part that pissed me off the most is, like, just be upfront, like, you're paying this fee just to apply.
Explain the fucking process and apply,
Yeah,
what?
I
Mm.
know.
I'd be like, "Can I get a refund?"
Yeah, because then what if you get rejected? They probably still take your
Exactly.
money.
Ooh, bitches. That
I can't
sucks.
stand stuff. I'm just so
Bureaucracy.
disgruntled with America, yeah.
I'm sorry, that does suck. I'm now ooh,
Especially so I'm the legal guardian of my dad's estate. So it's like I get it there's weirdos and stuff, but like come on, I'm a legit person requesting this information. Like don't rip me
right.
off.
I just can't believe it was that expensive. The
I
tape,
know.
it sucks, but I can understand, but, like, the cost? It shouldn't cost you $100 to get somebody's birth certificate, it just shouldn't.
No. And now I'm regretting the $40 quote unquote expedited because it was not expedited.
Bitches and hoes, but who knows? I mean, it will maybe if you get it soon, it would probably be a lot faster than if you had to mail in the
Well, well,
application
well,
and
not
wait
to
for it in the
mention
mail.
the time and energy it would take me to get motivated to actually mail in the application
Right.
and check.
I have something I need to take to the post office and haven't. I just remembered it. Some guy was asking for people to get their blood tested to see if they would be a match to cure his blood cancer. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. You get the kit sent to you for free and stuff. I've done the kit. I need to fucking send it in. Took me a while to
Yeah,
do it. It took me a couple weeks to do the kit, but I just
yeah.
did it over the weekend. But still, I need to fucking mail it and I haven't.
It's hard to get motivated around some of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, damn. I'm sorry to hear that.
But yeah,
How
that's the
did you
updates.
have any weirdness on the full moon on Sunday?
I actually didn't. Did
Good.
you?
Did I? I think I was in a shitty mood, but
I was actually feeling strangely energized, especially considering that my period is synced with a full moon. So I'm like, why am I so energetic and happy?
I started my period that day. Um, yeah, Sunday I went to the little beauty supply store to get shit for my roots. And I was on my way there and I was like, "Damn, it's hot." And I looked at the temperature, it was 94. So I texted my daughter and I said,
Whoa,
"It is 94 degrees." She said, "We need to be in a pool." I said, "You right." So I said, "Let me pick up this stuff and instead of doing my roots right now, we'll go to our friend's house." So that's what we did and we ended up spending some time
nice.
there and I even got to see her again the next day cuz she called into work. So that was kind of nice. It was really nice for a couple days to just get to be around friends and Charlie be swimming, which just makes her little heart sing, you
Oh,
know?
good.
So
Yeah.
that was really cool. But there was I mean, my period makes me very emotional. I mean, that's the weird thing is that like I'm numb to the Jake stuff, not to other stuff, but to the Jake stuff half the month. After before I ovulate, it's a weird little thing, but then once I
Yeah,
ovulate and the hormones shift, it's not like I mean, it's hard to describe, but I definitely have cried a lot in
yeah.
mostly the last week, not that first week after ovulation. Since I've developed so many tools, the PMDD that first week is not as bad because I don't
Wait,
lean in. I don't like
PMDD?
yep, premenstrual dysphoric disorder.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like where you get, like, pretty major depression every month
Mhm.
the second you ovulate.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, it's really bad. I've struggled with that forever, and but that's gotten better and better and better every month. So used to about 3 days after I ovulated, I would know for sure I've ovulated, and I would just be it would build daily up until I started my period. So it was, like, awful. Whereas now, that first week, I notice a shift, but nothing I can't manage, and then now the week before, it's still lots of crying, lots of whatever, but not, like, hopeless or despondent because I know what it is. So
Yeah,
I just go, "I need rest. I gotta rest." I was so tired. I was very tired the week leading up to the full moon, like, sleeping not, like, during the day or something. I've done really good. Even though school's out, I'm getting up at, like, 7:30. It's not 6, but, I don't
yeah,
have to be up at 6, so I don't do it, you know? Although maybe I'll start getting up to go to the gym or something, but for now, I've just been nice to, like, sleep in a little bit, and my sleep's getting
yeah.
better because I'm not tired all day to where I'm having to take that nap at 3 since I'm sleeping an extra hour and a half. So that's been really nice too. Like I do overall have a little more energy, so that's good.
Oh, that
But
is good.
definitely I've been crying a lot the last few days. But like yesterday I had this kind of a breakthrough. Like it was I know AI is unethical and whatever, but sometimes I use it. And yesterday I was having a chat with ChatGPT about well, it started as can you help me redevelop the plan that I had? I called it an abundance plan. Some like
Mm,
little tasks I can be doing that don't require a lot of energy, but that just continue to move me forward, right? Long end of this story is that we determined together that my Virgo brain would probably really like a spreadsheet titled Seeds Planted, where I can say, because like when chat would say, do this,
yeah,
here's, I was like, oh, well, I actually did I applied to 2 conferences, I did this. And chat was like, what the fuck? Why are you asking what more you need to be doing? Like, you have to get to a place where just because you don't see it in your reality doesn't mean that things aren't moving forward, right?
yeah,
So that happened. And I was I just had this thing where I was crying and I asked my spirit team what I was like, "No, I'm very clear on what I want. I want relief because I have lived an entire lifetime of carrying so
yeah,
much heaviness. I mean, literally my whole life, one thing after another of carrying so much and I want to be held. Not
yeah,
just in the physical, I want the fucking universe to hold me for a little bit." And so I was like,
mhm,
"Spirit team, I am open and ready to receive relief. I just want relief." And I was crying so hard, but it was like this beautiful little moment I was having. And then, this morning, I had the most interesting session with a client, and she's spiritual and whatever, and I feel the need to over explain so that nobody asks why I was using tarot in a session, but I'm not even gonna get into it because it's such a long
well,
story.
you definitely
But
don't have to explain to me.
right. So, and then she's really spiritual and into tarot, and she has had a shitty week and hadn't accessed her gifts very much this week. So I said, "Do you wanna pull a deck right now with me?" And whatever, and so she did. And then I was like, "Have you considered reading for other people?" She said, "It makes me nervous." And I said, "Well, practice with me." And she fucking pulled the Page of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles for me, which together is like seeds have been planted and they are
Okay.
growing just because
Oh,
you
that's
can't
right.
see them.
I don't know tarot cards very well, but yeah, that's what 7 of Pentacles is.
Yeah, and so it was like, just because you can't see it in your reality. Okay, so this part you might have different feelings about, but I'm just gonna tell you the truth, okay? Like, I already feel judgment, not from you, but just people, like, this little okay, so this morning, as I was posting my episode, I was like, I get these emails and mail all the time from a Fidelity account from way back at a job I worked at, like an investment account that I had. I never look at them because I just assumed it was hardly anything and whatever. Today, something said, let's look at that. And so I did, and I'm fucking cashing it out because I was like, oh, well, we'll just pay the taxes on it at the end of the year. It's not like that much to where it's going to be like a crazy amount to pay taxes on at
Yeah.
the end of the year. And I was like, fuck it, I want the money now. So I cashed
Is it a
that shit out
401k?
and a 403b.
Oh. Do you have to pay the penalty though for the early withdrawal?
A little's coming off the top, and then I'll have to pay taxes on it at the end of the year. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I was like, relief.
See? But look what happened. You were open to receive.
Yep. Well, and I was just like, I don't care what the relief looks like. I don't care. I don't care. Yes, I want my business to grow and all the things. I don't give a fuck. I want relief, and I'm giving it to you to help me. Like, what you do
Yeah.
your thing, spirit, cuz I'm done.
Well, that's
I
what I
don't
mean.
know
Or
what else
even
to
just
do.
did you say that out loud? Because even just
Yes.
saying things out loud are like your words are
Oh,
spells, isn't
I
that?
was crying out. And I have never really asked my spirit team for help in this way because I forget that you're kinda supposed to give them a job.
I
But
know.
no,
I
I
forget
was
too.
bawling.
Do you feel weird asking? Because I always feel weird asking.
It did feel a little weird, but I think that I I I think it was more a fear of trust, though. Like,
Mm,
what if I ask
that's
and this is
relatable.
bullshit, you know? But, like,
Yeah.
I'm serious. I felt broken open in the best way, like, going through because it was a whole hour conversation with ChatGPT. Because it started on one thing, and then I would give a little more information, like, "Oh, well, here's some context to that," and whatever, and it finally got to where I had this understanding of what I'm actually
And
asking
then
for.
chat was like, "What are you talking about? You are abundant."
No, Chat was actually the one that was like, "Melissa, you have been carrying way too much for way too long." And
Oh.
that like, having that reflected at me was like I was like, "Yeah, I really have." Like, I'm kind of done at this point. Like, I just need a fucking break, and I deserve, and I fully believe that, deserve better. Not that my life sucks, it doesn't suck, but it's stressful, and I just want some
And
time
grief
to not
yeah, and
stress.
grief just compounds stuff
Yeah, I
because
wanna be able to
life
afford to go get my kid a fucking headstone for his grave, you know? Like, I
yeah.
wanna be able to do that, and take a little trip with the kids this summer, and Charlie's birthday's next week, like, I wanna be
Oh,
able
yeah,
to
I
do
forgot
little
her she's a
things.
Gemini too.
Yep, a week before me. So, I'm excited. I it's I'm, like, nervous, like, too afraid to get my hopes up, but also, like, "Get your hopes up, bitch."
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I know, I'm actually getting ready to do so for our birthday week, because 'cause I'm doing this Broke versus Abundant Energy series on YouTube, so the topic for our birthday week is celebrating yourself, because I think a lot of times, like, we get into this, like, criticism, "We should be doing more. Why isn't this working?" And it's like, just celebrate your wins. Like, yeah, you applied to 2 speaking events. It doesn't matter if you get
Right,
accepted or not. Just celebrate the fact
right.
that you had the courage to put yourself out there and do it. So it's about celebrating yourself, but I also wanna mention, like, because I used to self-sabotage myself so much when I felt good because I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop or like,
Yes,
"Oh, now something bad is gonna come along to take this
yes,
away." So I never was able to enjoy feeling good, and it's like, just enjoy feeling good. Yeah, something probably will come along to take it away, but then also something good will happen to take that feeling away. So stop living in the future and just enjoy how you feel.
Yes. Okay, let's touch on this though, because I remember a time when if someone had said to me, I'm with you, and I believe wholeheartedly, and having it pointed out to me that if my worry is that I'm not doing enough, hello, the seeds I've planted. And the idea behind the spreadsheet is so that anytime I get that worry, I can look and go, look how many seeds I've planted that are growing
Yeah,
without me being able to see.
I
But
journal all my things like that.
yeah, yeah, I really am gonna keep track of this. But I can remember a time where if someone had said that to me, on the surface, I would have been like, "Yeah, you're right, that is a win," but inside, it wouldn't have felt like enough. What
I know.
do you say to that? Because I
Mm.
feel like that's what we should dig into, because the reality is, a lot of the people who listen to us on this show or individually, they're struggling with belief in themselves, in a benefic force, any sort of anything, they're struggling with that trust and belief and faith. How can they believe that it is enough?
I think the angle I wanna come at it is you get what you focus on. So I used to be 100% focused on my critical inner voice. So you have your critical inner voice, and then you have, like, your wins and then things that you're actually doing. They both exist at the same time, but it's like, what are you gonna focus on? You can focus on your critical inner voice, but then that just feeds within itself, and that's when you're like, "I should be doing more. This isn't enough, blah, blah, blah." Or you can just celebrate all your wins and learn from that experience and focus on that. And it's a process. It's not like this magic switch that's going to turn off overnight,
Sure.
but the more you focus on the wins and things like that, the more you're focused on that and that keeps growing.
What came up for me when you said that was if I really uncover what that, because I really do have a faith in myself now. But
Mhm.
anytime I go to get excited about something and I feel that, you know, thing that just kind of makes you stop in your tracks, I really believe that that is that fear that will, and it is self-sabotage, and I think that it is
Yeah.
that fear of change and of growth and expansion that our nervous system just isn't trained to hold yet. It's not real, it just your nervous system
Right.
needs to be told it's safe to hold this, and so what we will typically do, we feel that, resistance, and then we sabotage everything to make sure we don't get the
Yeah.
thing that we want. Like, immediately it
Yeah.
stops any progress because you are no longer going to plant another fucking seed. You're gonna till the shit up because that's what feels safe. And it is all subconscious, but I believe that's what we do. And so I think on the
Oh,
outside,
yeah.
you can go, yeah, but, and it can look very real to you that, yeah, but I think if you just stop and you go, "Oh, that's fear. That's resistance. My nervous system. It's not real. Doesn't make my reality any different. It's just my nervous system has to be trained to know that it's safe to take this step, to plant that seed, to add the water. The next step is the water. The next step is fertile soil on top of it, around it, whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to expand through each step of the gardening process, Like, you really do, because I know I feel that resistance all the fucking time, I just recognize it now. Whereas before, it
Yeah.
felt like a very real fear, like, well, I was just talking to that same client about this morning. That saying, because this was what my fucking grandma would say to me all the time, "The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away." And I just always was waiting for the taketh away.
Yes, that's what I
Always.
mean. Like ingrained. Yeah.
Yes. And to me, it meant when you receive, expect to lose. Expect to lose.
Mhm.
I was trained from a very young age that it's not safe to have hope, you know? And if you look at a lot of the boomers, that's the whole thing, like that, all that negative criticism, and like you get excited and they're like, okay, that's because
Oh,
they
don't get
were
your
taught the
hopes up.
same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, yeah, oh, we'll see. They were taught the same thing, and so they ingrained it in us to believe that it's not safe to be whimsical and magical and to have hope and dreams and, and, like, I really do believe in the ability to dream up any reality you want, but the shitty part about manifestation is it's
The waiting.
not miraculous. You know what I mean? Like, something's not just created from thin air most of the time. Do
Yeah.
I believe that a miracle can happen? Sure. But, like, most of the time, like, this investment account that I have has been there for 13, 15 years. I don't even know. Um, but, like, I didn't touch it until now. I just kept ignoring all the paperwork I got from it. And then something said, "Hey, that's probably got money in it for you. Why don't you go ahead and look?" And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it." Um, but that's not a miracle. You know what I mean? But there
Yeah,
was a
there's
step I had to
definitely
take.
there's personal accountability, and
Yes.
that's why because there's all kinds of different ways to reprogram your subconscious, but that's why I like to focus on behaviors and habits because I think we've talked about affirmations before. Like you can like repeat them until you're blue in the face, but if you don't truly believe them, they don't work. But I love behaviors and actions like focusing on your wins and keeping journals of your wins and things like that, because then that conditions you that you can do it and you are doing it. And that gives you the confidence and motivation to keep doing it. And so you're proving to yourself, like, I can trust myself, I can do hard things, I can do all these things. And that's what reprograms your subconscious.
Yes, and just to know that aligned action is all you need. Not the outcome. The outcome's gonna be what the outcome's gonna be.
Yeah,
Eventually, in some way or another, it will work out to your highest good. And I'm not trying to say it won't work out the way you want it to, but it's never gonna look the way you thought it was. But,
right.
like, I think yesterday when I said that, like, I am open and ready to receive relief, I was invoking. Like, to me, it was like, and so it is. You know what I mean? Because, like, I'm fucking done. And so then I followed the prompt today that said, check into that. Like, I was literally in the middle of something, went to my email to help me do what I was doing, saw it and said, "Imma check." Did it right then, right then. And, I mean, that's a big deal. That's like, before I would've been like, "Eh, don't get your hopes up. Eh, not even worth looking at it." But
Mm.
because I said, I'm ready." I also meant with "I'm ready," oh, just tell me what to do, you know? Well, it told me what to do, and I listened.
So that's just it, because you were open, because you have said multiple times in the past, you've just deleted those emails or ignored them or whatever,
Mhm,
but you were
mhm.
open to actually opening it and reading it and absorbing it.
Yeah. And I'll let you know it took several steps because I had to, like, figure out what my username for the account, like, all that
Oh,
stuff. I had to go
yeah,
through,
they don't make it easy.
and usually that would have deterred my ass. Like,
Me too.
that's how hypo aroused I am in life for the last couple of years, is just like, I can't even make myself do something like that. And that was the thing that I was really being honest with myself about, is everybody's willing to give me this break about my energy level because of Jake, but what losing Jake did was highlight an already depleted energy source,
Yeah.
because I've been dealing with so much fucking stress from that child for years. So,
Mm,
years of just muscling my way through and using every spiritual practice and just, like, trying so hard to have a good, like, outcome, like, just to get through the day sometimes, because the worry
yeah,
was so fucking intense all the time. That's why, like, as bad as it hurts, it's not even as heavy as it was before, because that fucking fear was there all the time. I can't even tell you how much time I've spent just in meditation trying to just chill the fuck out before. I've had
yeah,
no energy for a couple years. And then the financial stress of quitting my job and it just not going a single fucking way I thought it was going to go.
yeah.
Like it was supposed to be. Hold on just a second. I'm so sorry.
No, it's a
Hello? Hello? Yes. Hey, where are you? Downtown where? What are you doing there? Okay. Well, I can't come until probably like 3 something. So, are you gonna go to the South Side? I mean, I guess I can. Do you really want me to give you money there? Yeah, but I can't drive you anywhere. 1:30. Okay, I'll just see ya outside. Okay. All right, love you. Bye. Okay, well, he's not dead. That's good to know. God,
Is it
it's been such a fucking week, brother.
I
It's
was just
been
gonna say, is that your brother?
yes, like, literally called me from the hospital. You could tell he had been fucking intubated and then doesn't call me again. They don't have record of him being there, so I'm like, "Did he not ever register? Did he die there? Like, what the fuck?" And I'm like, "I know he was there because I called the number back and talked to him." So,
Oh, and they
oh.
didn't have record of him being there?
No, granted, I didn't ask a lot of questions because I was, like,
Okay.
nervous to be, like,
Yeah.
asking about him, you know what I mean? So I was
Oh, I
going to,
know.
like, make myself ask more questions today, but because today's the day that he is expects to get his money, so I was like, "If he doesn't call today, okay, at least we know he's alive, so that's check." It's just been such a fucking week, that's what I'm saying, it's been such a week. Today is Tuesday or Wednesday, like, it's
Oh,
not even
yeah.
it's fucking ridiculous.
If you want to talk about it, how did Monday go?
It went fine. I don't know. It's just a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
So I've just been like, you could see why I've been crying a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, even, like, cause you were getting emotional about Jake and carrying all of that, and then I don't think it's a coincidence, then your brother called, and I was like, "Oh,
Right.
yeah, and she's carrying all of that," and then I just asked you about Monday, and you're carrying all of that, and it's like, yeah, that is a lot for one person,
Yeah. Well, and
and
that's
that's, like,
why I'm
only
gonna
some of
take
it.
him calling, even though I fucking hate dealing with giving him his money, and now this is gonna be a shit show because I have to go to the fucking bus station in downtown Oklahoma City. It's still a relief because I just wanted to know if he was alive or not, so now I know, so I'm gonna accept the relief of knowing he's alive. It's gonna be a giant pain in my ass to deal with, but whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. So, yeah, it's I don't even know what to think, Like, I'm just like, "Okay, I'm
Yeah.
here for the ride." Right now, I'm like, "Well, I'm getting money deposited in my account and getting a check mailed to me for the other account. So, getting oh, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my Jakey tattoo and I am Charlie's birthday presents. So I'm excited.
Mm.
I have things to look forward to. So that's what my focus is
Yay.
right now. Yeah. Those were all the things I've been trying to manifest for the last month. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so I'm gonna get those things, and I will be very happy, and I think, we decided me and Bryson decided this morning whenever I was like, "Guess what?" Um, we're gonna go back to the beach that we went to a couple years ago because Charlie's been begging to go back, and just spend a few days there, hanging out, and
What
just
beach?
it's past Christian, Mississippi. It's like Gulf area, the Gulf Shore.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
so yeah, it's like a 9-hour drive, so we're gonna do that, um, and then, save to do, like, a Chicago trip per Bryson
Mm.
in spring break. So, that's what he wants, and I was like, "Okay, that won't be that much, we'll just drive and see shit and come home, no worries." So, I'm excited about that, but it
Chicago
is
is a
all
fun
stuff
place.
that
Have
I've
you
been
been?
trying to do. No,
It'll be cold
never.
on spring break, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you go, you should go in the summer. That's just my recommendation.
Well, maybe we'll do that instead of the beach then, we'll see. Yeah, anyway, life is weird. Because I was, like, on this major high, and then the fucking detective called me, and I was like, "Forgot about that, damn it." But it's not taking away my high. I'm still really fucking excited about that money, so, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I did it."
is actually a cool surprise.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I know there's gonna be a penalty and blah, blah, blah retirement, but whatever. I mean, I could die tomorrow and then never have gotten the money, so
Yeah, I mean, you can't take it with you. I used to hoard money like crazy. Like, I used to want, like, at least $20,000 in my regular savings account that was making, like, less than 1% interest, and I'm like, "What am I doing with my life?"
what are we doing? What are we doing? I am excited to be able to get a headstone for Jakey. That makes me really happy.
Yeah, that is cool.
I mean, I probably could have gotten one before then, but so fucking overwhelming because some places charge you like 70% more than other places. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Oh my god, Angie, the funeral business is such a racket. Like, I'm like,
I
I'm
know.
Brian's degree is in funeral science. I'm like, "Psh, too bad you're
Oh, it
not willing to
is?
do that shit because you could make us a fuck ton of money."
Um, it's such an interesting thing, right? It's like people are in the most vulnerable situation of their entire lives, and it's like, "Yeah, here's a $50,000 casket," or whatever.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Um, yeah. There's more I'll tell you whenever we're not recording, but I
I didn't
just
know that
ugh.
was his degree.
Yes! Okay, so he wanted to go for physical therapy and got all those classes done, but hadn't done, like didn't have the GPA to get into physical therapy school, so he's like, "I
Okay.
want to graduate. What else can these classes go to?" And so he had a lot of the funeral science stuff, so then he just did he had the sciences and the maths, and then so he just had to take the funeral classes. Like, there's, like, cultural shit and religious shit that you have
Yeah.
to learn about, but yeah, so he, hated it because he was the one that picked up the bodies, the families would kinda latch on to him emotionally and wanna, like, ask
Mm,
for him when they or if he answered the phone, now he's the first point of contact, and so that's who they, you know what I mean, wanna talk to, and he couldn't handle
yeah.
it. He had never experienced a loss a day in his fucking life, so he was
Oh,
so
really?
wildly uncomfortable. Jake's his first loss, really. I mean,
Oh,
he's
really?
lost a couple of friends throughout the year, but nobody even throughout the years, but nobody even that close. Oh, I mean, okay, he didn't lose his grandparents. He lost one grandma before me, but all of the 3 other ones after he met me, after his 40s. So,
Okay.
he didn't
Oh,
lose
that's
people.
wild.
His parents are still very much alive and kicking, like, yeah. Can you believe that? Like,
That
sometimes I don't realize how unique my experience is until, like, I look because 'cause I've like, they're all gone. Like, I've got one aunt on my mom's side left, like, you know?
Yeah, well, even grandparents, that's a good point because I have friends who still have all 4 grandparents living, and I'm like, "Really?"
Right, and I'm like, "What's that I can't even
I
fathom,
know,
can't even fathom.
because
They're
2
all
of my
gone.
grandparents died when I was in high school. My grandpa died when I was in college. I did have 1 grandparent, she died in 2019, but so for a long time, I felt like I just had 1 grandparent,
Oh
and
my
now I don't
god.
have any.
I've been surrounded by loss my whole life because 'cause I'm just now
I
remembering
know.
something. When I was somewhere around 8 or 9, I don't remember which of these events happened first, but on my grandpa's side, his sister's grandchildren, 2 of them were in a very bad wreck. The stepdad of one of them was driving drunk and wrapped around a pole and fucking
Mm.
killed them in a real nasty way. And
Whoa.
I remember being fed all of those details at a very young age, and the grief in my house was so heavy. Like, I'm being told, like, they had to reconstruct his face, and he was decapitated, and blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
he survived or no?
No, no, the boys that died.
Okay.
For the funeral, they're talking about the funeral and what all had to be done for
Oh, got
funeral
it.
prep. But I'm, like, young
Oh,
hearing
yeah.
all of
That's
this.
so graphic even for an adult, like, I don't wanna know that.
Exactly, sorry, I just traumatized you with that.
Like,
Then,
"Ugh."
when I Christmas Eve, 8 years old, my great-grandpa, who lived out in Virginia, but that I knew and stuff, killed himself, and I got all those details. And
Mm.
then my dad died. Then my great grandma, who was like a grandma to me because she was my maternal grandmother's mom,
Yeah.
died right when like I had just graduated high school. Then my dad's mom died. Then my mom died. Then my stepdad died. Like, it's, like, literally all the time someone's dying. Like, my whole life has been loss.
Do you know
And
who
then you have Brian, who literally doesn't lose people.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Do you know who Mary is her name Mary Shelley, the one who wrote Frankenstein?
I think
Do you know who
so.
that is? So I read a book about her once and like her that was basically her life. Like everyone died. And it was
Really?
like I don't know. It's just like it's so interesting like how some people have all of these profound losses and like to your point then there's other people it's like they feel like I feel like they don't have that.
They don't get it, yeah.
It's such
Well, you
a
know what's
weird
interesting too is my grandma's whole life was marred by loss. Her dad died on her 19th birthday, suddenly of
wow.
a heart attack, and then her mom died. I mean, she was older, but it was sudden. Like, she really had some real loss in her life,
I
and
wonder what
I
that
feel like
means.
there's a generational like, loss is part of our generational thing that I think I am fixing some part of. Like, you can't fix loss, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, it makes
there is
sense 'cause
something here.
like you how you're healing 'cause you can either sit in it or, like, do
Right,
something about it, and I think you're
right.
doing something about it.
Right. I do feel like, when I was editing yesterday's episode, it's funny how, like, I won't remember what we talked about until I'm editing our episode, but I had said and I think I posted a clip of it, but where it's like I've skipped a lot of steps because of the work I had done before,
Yes.
because all grief does really is highlight what was already there. You already see it just puts a really big spotlight, just like having it pointed out to me that Jake's loss made the fatigue obvious. I saw it. It makes it impossible to ignore. That's the
Yeah.
thing. That's what grief does. You can't ignore it highlights it because you can't fucking ignore it. You can, which I did when my grandma died. Very much, and even when my mom died, I can remember this sort of disconnected feeling that I sometimes feel with Jake, with my mom too. Like, listen, I have some sort of protective force in my brain that if I never wanted to think about it, I wouldn't. Like, it's weird, but I choose to cry when it needs to happen and all of that. And it actually it feels good to be able to cry in conversation, because the times whenever I'm just like flat about it, it's weird to me. I don't judge it anymore,
I feel
but
the
like,
same way. But, yeah, if I
yeah.
don't feel anything, I'm, like, nervous.
Yeah, I'm just like, what does it mean? Yeah, and it also makes me miss him more because I don't feel as connected to him. But like these last few days, like yesterday, I got stuck on TikTok fucking watching these mediums trying to like hope that they would choose me to read. But I kept seeing people's
Oh, on the
usernames with the
lives?
word, yeah. I kept seeing people's usernames with the name Jake in it. Like several different mediums that I watched last night. Because once you watch one, TikTok.
Oh, they all
But I
come
was
up,
like,
yeah.
"Okay, Jake, I'll stop. I see you're communicating with me, like, okay." Like, like, I was like, "They don't have to choose me." But, like, I do feel him, so like, I was crying driving down the road, look over, there's an Impala.
Mm,
That there's I don't believe in coincidences, so
I don't either.
I feel so close to him whenever I'm able to cry and just feel connected, you know? Like, it's like, "Okay, you're right here, and I know that." Whereas other times, there's just a force field between me and that world, you know?
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it, is like some fortress around my heart that just doesn't. So I appreciate whenever it's harder, honestly, because, I know how to deal with that. I'm not like still not bathing in it. I'm just like, "Oh, okay, that's a thing that I'm feeling right now, okay." And that's okay. It's all very weird, but yes, I can't ignore anything. I cannot, because if I do, that's when I become the lunatic who's screaming at my family because it's building up and it's building up, you know?
Oh,
So,
I know. See, and that's yeah, I remembered that part of the conversation once you posted that clip, but I really enjoyed that part of the conversation because it's like you've earned grieving how you're grieving now.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. And I yeah. And it does give me great joy to be able to support other people in this, you know? Like my friend that lost her daughter the same way almost not that long ago. I mean, an acquaintance, whatever you want to call it. I'm able to support her. You know, a
Yeah,
former version of me probably wouldn't have been able to because like I don't know who I would have been, but I wasn't confronting anything that happened, but I didn't know how to feel anything. And I feel like I'm getting really good at like experiencing feelings, like not even analyzing, not asking what it
yeah,
is or anything, but just like being in my body and being like, damn. And I'll tell you, it makes your intuition so much better. Like it's
it does.
crazy.
It really does.
I
And I
really like
think
your
that's
earrings,
why
by
a
the way.
lot of people are blocked off to their intuition because they block themselves off from their feelings.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I the more in my body I am, just the more I notice everything. Like, uh, I'm so present in my life, and I know when I'm not present so fast. Whereas before, 95% of my day was spent on autopilot, not
Same.
realizing what was happening around me,
It's
fucking
actually
shit
kind
up
of
because 'cause I'm doing
scary if
stuff.
you think about it.
Yes. I mean, and no wonder I was just contracted and bracing all the time because my in my head was fighting with someone because I never spoke my truth ever. And that's
Mhm.
why I always felt so unseen by everybody because there were certain things I had no problem saying out loud. And so because of my personality and I'm loud and whatever, people were always like, "Oh, Melissa, she tells it like it is." I could not have felt less understood or seen every time someone said that because I was like, I don't fucking tell anything like it is. Like, I hide how I feel about most things. But it was one of those things where, like, if you knew me, you wouldn't say that, you know? But like now,
It's just
I
because
do
you're
speak
more
my truth.
direct than most people.
I am. Yes, I am. I am.
'Cause I
But
get the same thing. Because 'cause I'm the
it's
same way.
annoying because I'm
I
like,
know.
"What?" But there it was just one of those shadow things, you know, like, because I was this is something that ChatGPT helped me with yesterday. Ask yourself this, compared to what? Compared to what? And that's what was
Yeah,
making me cry because I'll say she, because she's my friend. She was listing, like, all of the, like, compared to someone who hasn't experienced the level of trauma you have, compared to someone who didn't just lose their kid, compared to somebody who didn't take the step to quit their job and fulfill their dreams, compared to what? You're not doing enough compared to what? Like, what are
yeah.
you comparing yourself to? And I was like, damn, that's so true. And it's not like I didn't feel like I was not doing enough. What I felt was with this low energy that I have, where I literally don't have the capacity for very much. I mean, really, I don't. Was like, I know that I need to be taking aligned actions here and there, but what and what with this limited capacity and energy can I do? What like I don't know if I'm doing the right things. And so that's what it really put into perspective is that like there is a process and you don't have to judge any of it. And again, just perfectionism, I think. Does that sound like
Oh,
perfectionism?
yeah. Yeah. Because you,
Okay.
like, wanna be doing it right and, like, you wanna
Yes.
benchmark and all the things.
Yeah, and just learning how to not count outcomes as the win. The seed
Right.
is the win.
Oh,
And
exactly. The process, the and what you learn along the way. That's what I've been oh, speaking of perfectionism, hold on.
okay.
S So I've been working on a project. I've been bedazzling the cover of my book. But this has been a huge lesson in perfectionism because it's my first time. So I'm like have been making mistakes, but I've been so proud of myself because I was like, now I just know for next time. And like I had to catch myself so many times, like getting in that perfection mindset. And I'm like, I'm just going to enjoy the journey. I'm learning for next time. So yeah, I
I
understand
love
totally.
it.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
Oh, I'm proud of you because I know that wasn't easy, any part of it. That's so
Especially when you have
good.
a perfectionism when you're a
Yeah.
recovering perfectionist.
Yeah, listen, Virgo stellium is not a joke. That's why I said my Virgo brain, because there is very much Virgo in here that's like, there is a system and an order to things, and we need to follow it.
I know. I I'm always trying to logic
Spreadsheet
my way
hates to
out
see
of
me coming,
things.
honey. I mean, you give me a chance to have a list that I can check off and whatever, and I'm like,
Oh,
"Oh, yeah.
like,
Oh, hell
here, I'm
yeah.
working on my list today.
Hell yeah." Man, I feel relief. So that's what I asked for, and I'm gonna believe that it's continuing, like that it's not just gonna stop now. Like it's all happening.
I feel like you've got the momentum going, and now more will come.
I think so too. I think so too. And just like it doesn't mean other stuff's not gonna happen, but
Oh, yeah.
that
Life
stuff
always
doesn't have to
happens.
mean anything,
Yeah,
and I don't have to focus on that stuff. I can
exactly.
focus on the things that bring me relief. Like, yeah, those things are gonna happen, and you can't just bypass it and ignore it and act like you have no feelings about it. I very much have feelings about the things that are happening in my life right now,
Yeah,
but I don't have to be responsible for the world's problems, you know? Like, I'm just responsible
exactly.
for me. I'm just responsible for me, and I take that responsibility seriously.
I like see, and that goes into weren't we talking about personal accountability at the beginning? So that's like a
Mhm.
nice tie-in. Just take accountability for yourself. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, what I always say, accountability isn't a cross of perfectionism. You don't have to crucify yourself. It's not about judging yourself or shaming yourself. It's about taking little tiny steps if that's all you have in you.
Yeah,
One little seed can grow something really big if you plant it and then you believe that it's going to grow. And that's all you're responsible for. You're not responsible for the outcome. That's
yeah,
not your part in any of this. The outcome, your part is those little tiny steps that you can take. And I know that when you're a recovering people pleaser, when you're a recovering perfectionist, that it feels like everything has to be big. You got to do everything in this really big, perfect, wrapped up in a bow kind of way. And it doesn't have to be that way. And I'm
yeah.
telling you, I knew my manifesting ability was getting better, but damn. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Because it is. Is like I knew I'd finally fixed a belief somewhere because things were starting to shift and I could feel it. But I just couldn't believe that that tarot reading today said, plant the seeds. They've been planted. Just because you can't see the outcome yet doesn't mean that it's not happening. And
Yeah.
then right after that,
See, I
it,
think that's big for you because I can tell you're always looking for the external evidence,
the
but
outcome. Hmm.
yeah, you just gotta believe that it's coming.
Well, shit, it's a lot easier to believe now that I've finally I between this and some other stuff that like over the last few weeks that I've been like, "Damn, ask and you shall receive." Like, wow,
I just
that's
wish
real
money would
shit.
fall from the sky.
I mean, for real, like I kind of feel like I'm just like pentacles, like, whoa. But like, yeah, that's why they say to start with small stuff so that it started with
Yeah, to get the
manifesting numbers
momentum
for my
going
podcast. Yes, get the momentum. And
and to
damn, I'm sorry
prove
I've
to
kept you.
yourself. Not that you need
Yes.
the proof, but it is nice to have the external proof. I'm not gonna lie. You don't need it, but
Well,
it's nice.
yeah, and I mean, that's what you have to have some small wins to be able to stay in that energy. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just because we're humans. And
I know, just
I
like
want to
that
say this.
quick win. Yeah.
Yes, just those little quick things. I want to say this before we wrap up because it's something you and I talk about a lot, but it's something that I felt really led to walk my client through this morning because she's spiritual, which was don't live your life on either end of the pole between human and spiritual. You have to
Yeah,
find a way to alchemize all of it, and it all matters. And if you're having a shit day, you can have a shit day and just say, "Man, this is a shitty day." Don't write a story about it. There's no story. Shit happens, and that's what this experience is going to be. Cry, feel like shit, sleep, whatever it is, and then come back because it's just a shit day. That's all. Maybe you're having a shit life right now. But that doesn't mean that you deserve that and that it's gonna be that way forever. You can have all of the feelings that you want in this human experience, but those feelings don't need to be manufactured by stories that you're writing every time something bad happens. And I think that was the shift I made. I finally crossed the barrier of really truly believing in my core nothing that happens is a punishment or bad karma. None of it. It's not because of anything I've done wrong ever. And that I will believe it all works out for my highest good. And again, I'm always saying the things you hate about yourself are part of your magic. Well, the things that happen to you that make your life so fucking hard, yes, there you will get something out of that, but it's not because you've done something wrong, because you
yeah,
deserve that or don't deserve this beautiful, wonderful life that you're striving for. It's coming, but have your feelings. You have to feel that. You cannot bypass that. But it all needs to be here. You can't just one day live in the spiritual, have some spiritual experience or whatever, and then the next day be, you know, this real like fuck the belief, fuck whatever, and just the opposite ends of the pole. It all is one. You are one. You are both human and a spiritual being. So just try not to separate the 2 so much. That's what I would say.
yeah, and I also believe that the people who have gone through the hardest shit, they, like, have the deepest feelings and the deepest, like, most profound thoughts about life, so I don't there's is a beauty to it in a way.
Well, if you choose, it will be your gift to the world because
Yeah.
now
I
you
think it
get to
is,
help
though.
others. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
And
those are
and
the
for
kind of
me,
people
it
I'm
is a
drawn
gift.
to.
Me too. Yeah. Well, because I don't wanna experience all this bullshit for no reason, you
See,
know?
that's how I am, yeah.
I
Like,
what,
might
I'm
as
just
well make
gonna.
something out of it.
Right,
Like I
exactly,
wrote a
and if
book.
I can help exactly. If I can help others, that's what I wanna do, and I do believe like, again, we've talked about how you can't have light without dark, and you're going to get the equal amount of light to your dark because you can't compare dark and light until you've been through that much dark. So you've only had
Yeah.
this much dark, you can only see this much light. So
Oh,
for
that's a
me,
perfect
there's been a lot of
analogy.
darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't. But once you get through the dark, you do get all this light. Like I can't regret shit I've done. I can't, like everything I've done, I did. I know I I was the best I could be. Sometimes that best wasn't great, but it was what I had to give in the moment with the information and the capacity. Sometimes that was really limited information and capacity, and that's the way I responded to my environment. I can't hate that person. I mean,
Mhm.
that person had some really good survival skills. Look at me. You know? There are people who wouldn't have survived. I mean, the suicide rate is what it is for a reason. Listen, I get it. I don't fucking even think it's selfish. I think it's hard as fuck to live sometimes. I really do.
That's my viewpoint, and I know that's so controversial, but it's like, if someone is that miserable in their own life it's kind of like if someone is brain dead, you pull the plug. So,
Right.
why would you want someone to have a that poor quality of life?
I mean, I think the part that they're missing is that it really can get better with the right information. I believe that for everyone. It can get better with the right information to just make that shift. But if you never get that information and you end it
Yeah.
before, I understand because God damn, I've almost done it, you know? So
Yeah.
like I get it. That you do get to a place where you believe your very existence and your breath is a hindrance to the rest of the world. So why Yeah, that's where your brain is. Yeah, you're gonna do some shit. So for me, I get it. I get why people are hurting so badly, and I'm not saying I'm not hurting, but I think that's the thing is that I'm trying to show people do it hurting, do it scared, do it
Yeah.
whatever you are right now, you're perfect exactly how you are because you're supposed to be whatever you are. Whatever you are. All the things you hate about yourself, that's your magic.
And the only reason you hate them is because someone else at some
Someone
point
else
said
told
they didn't
you.
like it about you.
Exactly, and again, as compared to what? Like, you're this compared to what? Like,
Yeah.
I love that question because
I do
literally,
too, because
compared to what?
that's the whole point of being a human being, right? We're all so unique and different. And I feel like we should celebrate our differences more instead of being like, especially like, I hate how everyone looks the same, everyone talks the same, everyone has the same opinions. And it drives me nuts. It's like, why can't we all just be different?
Yeah, and I do think that we are moving towards as long as you're authentic, that's what I'm craving, you know? But, like, if you watch influencer after influencer after influencer in this certain space, they all talk in the same cadence and you know what
And
I
like
mean?
the
I'm like,
vocal fry. Oh, yeah.
"Oh, yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, that I do think that's coming to an end." I've
I hope
seen
so.
evidence of that, but
But even just,
it's like the is LA just setting the vibe? You know what I mean? Like, I don't
I
know.
guess,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
It's interesting for sure. Um, but I just am like, just one little step. Just one little step. It doesn't even have to be every day. Like,
Right.
just, whatever you have the energy for, if you can do it once a week, do it. Because I do think it can get better for anyone. I really
I do
do.
too.
Okay. Well, make sure you check out the show notes because Angie's bio site will be there and you have exciting stuff coming up. So, did your workshop start
No, it starts on the 9th. When is this coming out?
the ninth?
Okay, then never I don't need to plug it then. Oh, we can plug my book, Running in
Hell yeah.
Slippers.
Yes.
It actually covers my suicide attempt if you're interested, so
Yes.
and that's why I
Um,
have the opinions that I do, because I tried to blank myself, and I obviously survived, spoiler alert. So, I think I'm entitled to the opinions that I have about it.
absolutely. You are. Own that shit. And um if someone wants to work with you, that's in your bio site, like anything like
Yes.
that. And you have several offerings in place, honestly, for your work, don't
Just
you?
Just one. It's called the Inner Glow Overflow. We work on your inner and outer wealth. So my background, I have a finance degree. I spent 20 years working in corporate finance. So I can help you with your personal budget. But as we just talked about, this is actually on theme with what we've been talking about. It's not just about the money, it's who you become in the process of getting there and stepping into the identity of the person who attracts the opportunities, who attracts everything that brings you the money. So it's not just about the money. It's about your identity and your abundant energy and your bank account.
Yeah, really rewriting those beliefs about yourself.
Yeah, like it's really big on the inner work, like rewriting your money stories and any other limiting belief that's keeping you stuck. And that's how we reprogram your behaviors. Because when you're acting in coherence with the new belief, that's what reprograms your subconscious.
Yes, absolutely. And then, yeah, my stuff's on there too. It's on the link tree. I don't have any one-on-one offering. Well, I mean, I am working one-on-one with people on a very limited basis, but um, workbooks, all that shit. It's in my link tree, so feel free to check that out. That just reminded me I need to cancel something. Anyway, okay. Well, I hope you have a great week.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Hello. Before you go, make sure to check the show notes for all the links. You can join us on Patreon to get our weekly companion, The Unquiet Lowdown, and explore the other membership offers waiting for you there. And if you're enjoying the show, it means so much when you hit that follow button and give us a 5-star rating to help other souls find their way here.